You're this close to having all you want, bro. You're this close to becoming better. But your limiting beliefs are cancer. Freaking poison, literally. And I was the same way. I would do all these incredible things like you are probably right now. You're trying to self-improve, you're trying to do all these great things, but I would fucking lose brain cells over understanding if I should double text or not. Lose brain cells over social interactions. And it would be so many small little things that would get in the way. And it didn't make sense. For all I am and what I do, these things should be no issue. And they are an issue. You know why? Because I still have so much limiting beliefs. I had so many limiting beliefs. So many little things that I just told myself I can't do. And why can't you do it? Why? So the first thing I had to work on was being able to give my word. To other people, yes, but to myself especially. I told myself if I made a promise to myself, and I was open about what I said, if I spoke it aloud, it had to be done. And I feel like this is the best challenge you can give yourself right now, especially at any stage of self-improvement, actually, to make your words laws. If you give your word on something, even if it's a thought, if I'm in bed, right? And we all have these little moments to ourselves where we're kind of, laying around being lazy, or maybe we're eating something we shouldn't. We tell ourselves, oh, I don't need that. I'm healthy. I'm not addicted to this. Put it down. You're healthy. You're not addicted to this. Put it down. If you don't, you know what you're going to walk around with after that? A limiting belief. Because though you said you could put it down, and though you said you're not lazy, you could get up, work out whenever you feel like, you didn't. You may get away with that somewhere in your head, but the mind knows, the body knows. And from that point forward, there's the belief. I'm not him, I'm not that. I'm kind of addicted to it. It tastes really good. I'm kind of lazy. No, that's something I had to get rid of. No, where we're going, we have to get rid of that. We have to fight that. You have to take these little moments, even though they're small, it seems like, to prove to yourself, no, I am who I say I am. There's a line by Drake that I love, and it's, you know it's real when you are who you say you are. And I love that line because it's true. That moment that comes when you're tested and you are exactly who you say you are, and you handle it exactly as you say or think or tell people that you would, you know it's real. So firstly, when it came to fixing this issue for myself, is I had to make it so that my words were laws. I had to make it so that when I spoke, I did. And I noticed, and I still notice, that a lot of who I am is thinking. Constant thoughts, so few actions. That's cool and all to think. It's very cool to think, bro. But in order to actually change things, in order to actually make things happen in reality, just like how I brought about the example with the bed, or the example with putting down that sweet that you really like, unless you actually do it in reality, nothing actually changes. If you don't actually become a doer in some way, that self-limiting belief, those weights you walk around with on yourself. Life's already hard and you're walking around with more weight on you. Those weights on yourself will always be there. And you'll always find yourself struggling with the small little things that you shouldn't. And those small things amount to big things. You should treat matters of light concern largely, and you should treat matters of large concern lightly, because those small matters, they add up. And those large matters, oftentimes we're taken too seriously. The second thing I've noticed is that it's almost as if the world challenges you, and I think it does, because think about it. If you say you are these things, right? if you call yourself and a lot of guys walk around like this. They say they're this romantic, nice guy, and if some woman just gave them a chance, oh my God, the love of my life would just happen. This great fairy tale would go forth. And honestly, it's not true. What you'll come to find is love is not black and white. Relationships are not black and white. And just being that nice guy, it's not enough. And you'll be tested. When you do what we do, when you speak the way we speak, when you have the goals that you have, you're going to be tested. Because these aren't small things. These are big things. These are things that can change the lives of those around you. Think about that. So why wouldn't the universe test you? Why wouldn't the world call you out on it? And when it does, you have to be ready. If you want to challenge your limiting beliefs, if you want to break your limiting beliefs, when those tests come that challenge who you say you are, you have to pass them. I was tested quite recently. My girl and I, we were chilling in the shower, and she talked about some pressure in her eye. And I tend to walk around saying I'm this strong, perspicacious man, and I definitely needed to be in this moment because she passed out. It was so sudden, it was so quick, and I surprised myself even because I didn't panic. I saw her as she was meeting the ground, and I caught her. I caught her and I guided her down. Not only that, but a second, I can look back on it now, and a second wasn't wasted. First thing I did, okay, breathe, breathe, breathe. Can you still hear me? You can hear me? Fucking thank God. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Okay, let's turn this to cold water. All right. Let's just get the body cool because you're kind of heating up. Come back to me. How do you feel? All right, let me get the legs out the way. Let me make sure the body is fully getting blood flow. And in every sense of the word, I was who I say I am. And I'm so glad I was. And now from this point forward, I know I'm ready. I can take care of her. And that's what you need. Because imagine if I wasn't. Imagine how I would be sitting here now. Fuck. I was panicking. Fuck. I didn't know what to do. Fuck. I was all running all over the place. I left her alone because I had to go make a call to someone. I didn't believe in myself. Even though I walk around saying that I'm this gallant. I should believe in myself. And that's what you need as well. So when these tests come that challenge your beliefs, you need to pass them. Lastly, if it hasn't been quite apparent so far, you need experience. All these things that I mentioned so far, they just give you experience. I know that sounds obvious, but think about it. If I tell myself I'm some entrepreneur, and that moment comes for me to network or for me to talk or etc., I'm gonna have to get that experience. All these things are experiences. If I think all the time but I don't do anything, then I don't have experience. So ultimately, if you want to destroy your limiting beliefs, experience as much as you can, and trust, especially when you're on your edge, that it'll guide you towards what you want, and that you'll walk forward without these limiting beliefs. And I guarantee you won't. But anyway, that's the video. Go out and impress yourself. Go out and have experiences.